Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and a very warm welcome to this, our 175th AGM of the Suffolk Building Society. Thank you for being here today. We do appreciate your presence. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Peter Elcock, the chairman. This AGM is being broadcast live online, and so I extend a welcome to those who are watching and following remotely. Firstly, I would like to formally thank and welcome this evening our special guests, Chris Bales and Gemma Theobald, Cyber Security Advisors with Norfolk and Suffolk Constabularies. Chris and Gemma will be talking to us about cyber security, online scams, how to avoid them and how to keep ourselves safe. This is a very current topic of interest to many, I'm sure, and sadly it's a threat that we all have to deal with and be conscious of every day. Thank you, Chris and Gemma, and we look forward to your talk later. There are a few points of administration I need to cover at this stage. We're not expecting a fire, but should the fire alarm sound, please make your way carefully and slowly to the nearest exit. Members of the team here this evening will show you the way and provide assistance as needed. Please can I ask that mobile phones be switched off or turned to silent. There is a photographer present, and if anyone would prefer not to be in photographs, please make a member of staff aware and we will accommodate your request. Thank you. I would like to introduce to you my colleagues joining me on the stage. Steve Reed, Deputy Chairman and Chair of our Board Risk and Compliance Committee. Fiona Ryder, Senior Independent Director. Steve Liddle, Chair of our Audit Committee. Elaine Link, Chair of our Remuneration Committee. Sian Hill, Independent Director. Richard Norrington, our Chief Executive, who you will hear from shortly. And Rebecca Newman, our Chief Operating Officer. Paul Johnson, our Chief Financial Officer, is unfortunately unable to attend this meeting and sends his apologies. I will now summarise the agenda for this evening. The AGM is a sort of formal part of the evening, if you will, where we present you, our members, the report and accounts, and we ask for your approval of these and for the appointment and reappointment of our directors and our auditors. We also ask for your approval of our directors' remuneration report. I will spend a couple of minutes highlighting my thoughts about the UK economy, key aspects of the Society's performance last year, and then I will ask you to vote on the various resolutions if you have not already voted. If indeed this is the case and you have not voted already, and you should have received a voting form as you arrived, if you do not have one, please raise your hand and a member of staff will bring one to you now. Thank you. Later we will collect in your voting papers, and whilst the votes are counted, I will take the opportunity to announce the winner of the David Coe Award for this year. This award is made annually at our AGM and is for outstanding customer service. I will then hand over to Richard Norrington, our Chief Executive, who will share his reflections on the last year. After this, we will consider questions from members, including any that have been submitted online. Finally, I will announce the results of the voting on the resolutions before bringing the AGM to a close. And following this, Fiona Ryder will introduce our guests, Chris and Gemma. So, I will now commence the formal part of the AGM. Starting with apologies for absence, 7 members have given apologies for this meeting. The names are not read out, but the list can be inspected after the meeting if you wish. Secondly, the minutes of the annual general meeting held on the 27th of March 2024 have been read and signed by me as chair of that meeting. I will take these as read, but if anyone would like to read them, please could you indicate now. Thank you. I'm pleased to say here at the Suffolk that we are very proud of being a mutual. We are, and we remain, very committed to this status. I'm delighted to report that we delivered another very good set of results for this last year and are extremely well positioned for this coming year and 2026. For the last financial year, we delivered a respectable profit before tax of £2.2 million, adding to our capital base and further strengthening the Society's resilience and an already strong and robust balance sheet. This profit was less than the previous year, but it was expected and planned for. It reflects our capital investments in the business, including our new online savings offering and new streamlined mortgage broker portal. Rising costs and inflationary pressures and tight margins, that's the difference between what we pay our savers and charge for our mortgages, are also factors. Furthermore, previous year's profits were somewhat inflated by higher interest rates. As mentioned earlier, I will now share some reflections about the world and the geopolitical situation, the UK economic picture, and the outlook and our plans for the rest of 2025. As I was writing this speech, following last year's change of UK Prime Minister and US President, world affairs are changing at pace. Earnest efforts are being made to bring settlement to the Ukraine and the Middle East conflicts. As Europe, as a collective, and the world's powers and G7 nations seek to find solutions. However, having enjoyed some 80 years of relative peace, I suggest the world seems at its most unsettled and as unstable as it has been for some considerable time. The main powers, US, Russia and China, coalesce around and are pursuing what one might perhaps define loosely as totalitarian or kind of isolationist political models. Whilst other important nations such as India, Indonesia, Turkey, Iran, North Korea, Brazil, etc., seem to be sympathetic towards the Russia-China axis, and certainly all of those countries are relatively trading extensively and actively with Russia. Europe is becoming increasingly fragmented, with close cooperation and political alignment not necessarily the order of the day any longer as it shifts to the right. However, the vast majority of European countries share the UK's values and democratic principles. The UK is currently divided into thirds, I suggest, Labour, Conservative and the Reform Party. The latter seems the most popular party, according to the polls, with a similar distribution of these forms of political parties being replicated across most of Europe. Turning now to the UK, as mentioned earlier, we have had a change of government since our last AGM. Public perception of the current administration is low, according to a wide range of commentators, and personal approval ratings are poor. In fact, amongst the lowest in history. That said, recent efforts in Europe and in relation to the US and dialogue with the US President have all attracted favourable press comment. There are pressures in the United Kingdom on inflation and interest rates themselves, whilst dropping by 0.75% since our last AGM, remain stubbornly high, although employment is robust. GDP growth forecasts have, however, been considerably dampened in the light of last quarter's deficit, and forecasts even iterated today in the Chancellor's spring statement, where just 1% of growth is projected as opposed to 2% previously. However, long-term forecasts are more favourable. I suggest there are likely to be further tax rises to accommodate, for example, increased defence spending and possibly USA tariffs levied upon us. From the society's perspective, I'm pleased to report that once again we grew the balance sheet to £738 million of assets, and we moved up to 20th out of 42 of the UK's building societies by size. Our savings balances grew 11% from £738 million to £817 million, reflecting the success of our e-savings offering, our members' confidence in us, and our competitive savings product range. Equally pleasing is the healthy mortgage pipeline, which saw a surge late last year and continues into this year and sets us fair moving forward for the rest of 2025. Looking beyond this year, strategically, we will remain completely focused on you, our members. We shall look to enhance further our online savings proposition, develop innovative and fresh mortgage products, and carefully consider our branch offering and footprint. For the wider community, we will continue to actively engage in member events, charity work, and support for those in need. Opportunities presented by artificial intelligence, or AI as it's commonly known, will be pursued where we see member and business benefit. I would like to place on record my thanks to my colleagues, your board of directors here, and the Chief Executive and the Chief Executive's management team for supporting me in exercising strong governance throughout the Society. This is essential for the proper, thorough and correct running of our business and adherence to the Corporate Governance Code and to meet the exacting standards set by the regulators. And of course, the expectations of our members, partners and the broader market. I would like to commend to you our Society and iterate my confidence that we are very well placed to continue our growth and development. Thank you for your support and confidence in us and for being members. We look forward to serving you this year and to our ongoing work together. Having concluded some personal reflections on what has been a very good year for the Society, I would now like to move to the AGM's resolutions. Firstly, I would like to commend to you the annual report and accounts, which is the first resolution. Resolution 2 is to approve the Directors' Remuneration Report, which is included on pages 32 and 33 of the annual report and was also included in the review of the year, which was sent to all members with notice of this AGM. We are not required to seek your formal approval for this report. However, we think it is in the interests of good governance and transparency that members have a say. I propose that the remuneration report is approved. And could I have a seconder, please? Thank you. The third resolution is to reappoint BDO LLP as auditor. An annual requirement for this meeting is for you to consider, and if thought fit, to pass an ordinary resolution to reappoint our auditors. I propose that BDO is reappointed as auditor. Could I have a seconder, please? Thank you. Resolution 4 is to re-elect the Society's directors. I propose that Richard Norrington, Rebecca Newman, Paul Johnson, Steve Reed, Elaine Lenk, Fiona Ryder, Sian Hill, Steve Liddle and Peter Elcock are elected as directors. Could I have a proposer, please? Thank you. And a seconder. Thank you. For those of you who have not already voted and requested a form earlier, please kindly cast your votes now on the papers provided and pass to a member of the team. I don't think there were any actually, but if anyone's got any forms they'd like to hand in, please feel free to do so. Thank you. These will be collected and added to the votes which have been cast online, posted to us or collected in our branches. We now come to our annual award presentation. I'm delighted to present the David Coe Award. The winner of the David Coe Awards is defined by providing outstanding customer service that exceeds the normal requirements of the job. It is based on nominations from Society employees and can be awarded to head office and branch staff. It is always a tough decision, and we received some excellent nominations this year. But after much consideration, I am very pleased to announce this year's winner. This member of staff joined the Society at the beginning of 2014, having applied to be an apprentice in our facilities team. It was thought that his skills were better aligned elsewhere in the business, and he was subsequently offered an apprenticeship in business administration and the role of trainee mortgage sales administrator. Since then, he has progressed through the mortgage team, achieving certification in mortgage advice and practice, or CMAP qualification as it's known, along the way, and is currently in the role of technical mortgage underwriter, demonstrating the wide knowledge of the mortgages which he has built over the past 10 years and using his professional qualifications. His colleagues have said that his customer service has been second to none since becoming our technical underwriter, and that his assistance with the lending team has exceeded all expectations. Away from his own team, he is highly respected and has provided presentations to external organisations, as well as providing training internally. He is a key point of contact for all staff, with any queries relating to processes and procedures. His nomination for this award made a point of saying that he is a great asset to the Society, and his outstanding customer service and positive attitude is highly appreciated by all of his colleagues. It gives me great pleasure to present this year's David Coe Award to Brandon King. Many congratulations, Brandon. I'll now hand over to your Chief Executive, Richard Norrington.
So good evening to you all, and I would like to echo Peter's words and warmly welcome you all to this, our 175th AGM. A superb milestone for the Society and an anniversary that we will be celebrating with the community through 2025 and beyond. I'll talk more about the future later, but for now, I will focus on the successes of 2024. Our online savings has now been operating for a year, offering members online account access, which we're pleased to say many have taken up. And should you wish to do the same, please do chat with a member of our staff. New and existing savers also have access to a range of online accounts. 2024 was another significant year for the Society's digital transformation agenda, with our mortgage origination platform, Suffolk Online, now fully rolled out across all lending areas, and our broker portal now successfully launched. These digital upgrades will significantly improve the speed and ease of the customer journey and have already enabled enhancements to our mortgage proposition. We'll continue to work to digitise services with a view to improving accessibility, efficiency, and security for our members. And our use of future-facing technology such as robotic process automation puts us ahead of our competition in the building society sector. Digital transformation is, of course, important, but not at the cost of face-to-face presence. In 2024, we expanded and upgraded our Sudbury branch and took the decision to open a further branch in Felixstowe, Suffolk's 5th largest town. And I'm delighted to say that this full-service branch in the town has now been open for 2 weeks, following its very successful launch on the 14th of March. You may also have seen us on billboards and buses and digital media across the county in recent months, and during the last year we launched a large-scale brand awareness campaign with the aim of increasing recognition of our Suffolk Building Society brand, in order that we continue to attract new members and turn this increased awareness into new savings accounts and mortgages. The campaign has highlighted the benefits of membership, accessibility, and community, our 3 brand values, which I will now discuss further. So firstly, membership. Our AGM is our flagship member event and remains very important to us. As a member-owned society, our annual general meeting is more than a mere formality. Just as we regularly measure the engagement of our staff, our AGM allows us to measure the engagement levels of our members. And every member who attends and every vote received counts. And we welcome every question posed to us this evening. Our customer-facing staff gain feedback from members on a daily basis, but for staff in non-customer-facing roles, our AGM is a great opportunity to meet you. We know how much members value special events, and during the year, members took part in a programme of activities, including hands-on workshops with Suffolk Wildlife Trust, a talk from Suffolk dialect specialist Charlie Haylock, and a trip up the many steps of Southwell Lighthouse to see the stunning views across Sole Bay. Through our email newsletter, we also launched a range of exclusive member discounts in association with local Suffolk retailers. Our second brand value is accessibility. Our decision to open the branch in Felixstowe, our first new branch location in 15 years, proves our commitment to bucking the national trend of bank branch closures. And we continue to consider what our branch network might look and feel like in the future and how we can best serve the people in our community. We know that the key is flexibility and choice with standout face-to-face service and an online savings presence with a wide choice of products. We will expand our online savings in the future with a wider product range and further online servicing options, making it even easier for members to manage their accounts. Our third and final value is community. And for us, this could not be more central. In a world which, as Peter has highlighted, remains ever more insecure and volatile, there is such huge strength in local communities. And we will continue to strive to support and remain a key asset to the communities we serve. Our two charity campaigns, Saving Suffolk and Safe Homes for Suffolk, continue to go from strength to strength, and we have committed to support our four strategic charity partners, Emmaus Suffolk, Ipswich Housing Action Trust, or IHAG, Lighthouse, and Suffolk Wildlife Trust for at least another 2 years into 2026. Staff have continued to volunteer, and thousands of pounds of additional monies have been raised for these charities and other charities important to them, with half marathons, charity walks, and quizzes. Members have taken part in events with the strategic charity partners and have donated goods to in-branch collections. All of these activities have strengthened the partnerships and their impact, supporting Suffolk Wildlife and some of the most vulnerable in our community. At the heart of our own community are our 170 colleagues who support our members and the wider community. We all take enormous pride in the Society's staff culture. It is a supportive environment where colleagues can speak up and know that their views will be respected. We also nurture a diverse and inclusive culture. Our staff annual survey is a key test of the engagement and motivation of our staff. And this year, we have adopted a new survey which focuses on company culture. The survey result of 74.8% engagement is very positive and gives us a good baseline to improve on. In 1849, the Society was established as the Ipswich and Suffolk Freehold Land Society to give the ordinary person the chance to buy enough land to enable them to vote. 175 years on, Suffolk Building Society still exists to benefit you, our members, balancing the needs of savers and borrowers and supporting our local community. Our 175th anniversary offers us an opportunity to focus even more heavily on community support through additional volunteering, through providing an enhanced financial education programme offered widely to schools across the region, and through the ultra-local support our branches will provide to their communities. Looking to and planning for the future is central to our resilience moving forward. Technology will continue to be important in improving efficiency and customer delivery, but people and communities must always be our priority, and we thank you so much for your support. So, as is customary, we would like a photo to commemorate our 175th anniversary, and this photo will be shared on our website and on social media. Please do make a member of staff aware if you would rather not participate, but I'd now like to welcome, if I may, our photographer Richard to come up to the stage to take this photograph of you, the members who make up this successful society. Thank you. Right, Richard.
First thing I'm going to do is grab a flash gun because there's kind of a dark hole in the middle here. Can I shoot through this part? Is that right? Okay. So, I can't get everyone in, but if you could give me a big smile now, it would be great. Thank you very much. And I'm going to do one from over here. Excuse me. Okay. And yeah, everyone looking here again, please, and a nice big smile if you can. And how about a little wave? Anyone who fancies giving me a wave?
There we go, a bit of a wave.
Yeah, come on. Don't be shy. There you go. Great. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Richard. Thank you.
Thank you, Richard, and thank you, Richard. I'll now talk to the questions we have had submitted to us. We have received 19 questions and comments in writing in advance of the meeting. All have received individual replies, and the questions and answers are posted at the back of the room. A further 10 questions have come through to us in the last day or so, and we will respond to these members individually, but these questions are not displayed tonight. There are 4 main themes to the questions that we have received so far. The first theme relates to new branch locations and whether we will look at closing branches in the future. In response, we have said that we have just opened our 10th branch in Felixstowe as we remain committed to serving our local communities, and we recognise the value that our branches provide and how important they are to our members. We have no current plans to close any of our current branch locations. With regard to opening branches in new locations, we do need to balance this commitment to the local community with the need to also consider our expense base to ensure that we can also continue to provide competitive products for our members and remain profitable to continue to improve the safety of the society. We therefore don't have any current plans to open new branches in new locations, but this is always under review, and we are actively looking at how best we can serve as much of the local area as possible. The second theme relates to offering new types of accounts and services. In response, we have said that as a building society, we are focused on providing savings and mortgage services. We do now offer online savings, and this provides members with the ability to open new online accounts as well as view their existing savings accounts and mortgage balances online. We do plan to continue to expand the online product range and enhance our digital offering. Our third theme relates to the composition of our board and their prior experience. Our board members have extensive experience across the financial services sector. Such experience includes positions within both banks and building societies. It is this valuable knowledge and understanding and unique expertise and specialisms which help the society navigate an increasingly complex environment and safeguard the long-term interests of the society's members. Finally, the fourth theme, I'm delighted that we have received expressions of satisfaction with the society's progress in recent years. We would all like to thank you for your kind feedback, and we remain fully committed to the society's long-term future. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you. That concludes this evening's formalities. I will now read out the results of the voting. Thank you. I duly declare BDO LLP are reappointed as the Society's auditor, and I also declare that Richard Norrington, Rebecca Newman, Paul Johnson, Steve Reed, Elaine Lenk, Fiona Ryder, Sean Hill, Steve Liddle and Peter Elcock are all re-elected as directors, all receiving in excess of 95% of the votes. Thank you very much for your confidence in us. All of these results will be available on our website within a week of the meeting. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for your attendance and your attention this evening. We do so much appreciate you being here and joining us for this important event. I will now formally close the annual general meeting and hand over to our Senior Independent Director, Fiona Ryder, who will introduce our guests for this evening, Chris Bales and Gemma Theobald. Thank you, Fiona.